You were probably told this your entire life. Save money and you'll be fine. Spend less than you earn, put some money aside, and one day you'll feel secure. It sounds responsible. It sounds smart. And yet, for millions of people, they've been saving for years and still feel anxious, stuck, and behind. Their savings grow slowly, prices rise quickly, and no matter how disciplined they are, life feels more expensive every year. And here is the uncomfortable truth almost no one talks about. Saving money alone might actually be making you poorer. Before we go any further, if you want to truly understand how money works in the real world and stop following advice that quietly holds you back, make sure you subscribe to Learn Finance Daily. This channel is built to explain money honestly and practically, so you can protect your future instead of accidentally weakening it. Subscribe now, because this topic changes the way most people think about saving forever. Saving money feels safe. That's why it's so deeply ingrained in us. When you save, you feel responsible. You feel like you're doing the right thing. You feel prepared. And to be clear, saving is important. Emergency funds matter. Stability matters. The problem begins when saving becomes the final goal instead of the first step. When saving is all you do, money stops growing and slowly starts losing power. The enemy most people never see is inflation. Inflation quietly raises the cost of everything around you. Food, rent, transport, healthcare, education, all of it becomes more expensive over time. But your savings don't automatically grow at the same pace. So, even though the number in your bank account might go up, what that money can actually buy goes down. You feel like you're moving forward, but in reality, you're standing still or even falling behind. This is why people who save diligently for years still feel stressed. They did what they were told, but the results don't match the effort. Every year, the goalpost moves further away. The house costs more. Retirement looks more expensive. Life feels heavier. And slowly, people start blaming themselves, even though the problem isn't discipline, it's strategy. Saving alone creates a false sense of progress. You feel productive because you're sacrificing today. You skip small pleasures, delay comfort, and tell yourself it will be worth it later. But later keeps getting further away. Without growth, saving becomes a slow leak. You're protecting money, but you're not building momentum. Another issue with saving alone is emotional burnout. Constantly saying no, constantly restricting yourself, constantly feeling like you can't enjoy life creates frustration. Over time, many people snap. They stop saving altogether or spend impulsively because they feel deprived. This cycle of extreme saving and emotional spending is exhausting and unsustainable. The system encourages this mistake. Banks love savers who don't invest. Your money sits quietly while they use it to generate returns for themselves. You take the risk of inflation while they benefit from growth. Again, this isn't about blame, it's about understanding the rules of the game. Here's the key shift most people need to make. Saving is for protection, investing is for growth. They serve different purposes. Saving keeps you safe in emergencies. Investing helps you move forward over time. When you confuse these roles, you weaken both. One practical tip is to clearly separate your money by purpose. Have money for emergencies, money for short-term needs, and money for long-term growth. When everything is lumped together, fear takes over. You're afraid to invest because it feels like you're risking safety. But when your safety is already protected, growth becomes easier. Another important step is understanding that investing doesn't mean gambling. Many people avoid investing because they think it's only for experts or rich people. In reality, basic, long-term investing is about consistency, patience, and time. You don't need to chase trends or take extreme risks. You need to start early and stay consistent. Time is the most powerful factor in wealth building, and saving alone doesn't fully use it. Money that grows compounds. It earns returns on returns. Over long periods, this growth can be life-changing. Money that sits still cannot do this, no matter how disciplined you are. Another reason saving alone makes people poorer is opportunity cost. Every year your money doesn't grow, you lose potential gains you can never recover. Those lost years hurt more than small mistakes. This is why starting late feels so difficult. Time is no longer working in your favor. There's also a psychological trap. When people focus only on saving, they become overly cautious. They avoid learning, avoid opportunities, and avoid growth because they're afraid of losing what they've saved. Fear replaces strategy. Money becomes something to guard, not something to use wisely. A healthier approach is balance. Save enough to feel secure, then put the rest to work. Growth requires some discomfort, but smart discomfort, not reckless risk. The goal isn't to get rich quickly, it's to avoid becoming poorer slowly. Another tip is to automate growth. Just like saving, investing works best when it's automatic. When money moves toward growth before you can spend it, progress happens quietly. You don't need daily motivation. The system does the work. Education is also critical. The reason saving is pushed so heavily is because it's simple to explain. Investing requires learning, and most people were never taught this. School focused on earning, not growing. So people default to what feels safe, even when it's incomplete. Feeling safe today but weaker tomorrow is not real security. Real security comes from knowing your money can handle the future. That requires growth. It's important to say this clearly. Saving is not bad. Saving is necessary. But saving alone is incomplete. It's like locking seeds in a box instead of planting them. They're protected, but they'll never grow. Once people understand this, their mindset changes. They stop feeling guilty for wanting growth. They stop thinking investing is irresponsible. They realize that doing nothing with money is also a decision, and often a costly one. Another practical step is reviewing your savings regularly. Ask yourself, what is this money for? If you can't answer that, it's likely doing too much or too little. Purpose gives money direction. Direction creates results. People who build financial strength don't choose between saving and investing. They use both intentionally. They protect today while preparing for tomorrow. The biggest danger of saving alone isn't poverty today. It's insecurity later. It's reaching a point in life where time is gone, expenses are higher, and options are fewer. That's when people realize that playing it too safe was actually risky. School never explained this because the system doesn't reward financially independent thinkers. But once you understand it, you can't unsee it. You realize that discipline without strategy leads to frustration. Breaking free from this mindset doesn't require massive changes overnight. It starts with learning, then small steps, then consistency. Even modest growth beats perfect saving over long periods. Money should grow as you grow. If your income increases but your financial strength doesn't, something is missing. And often, that missing piece is growth. If you've been saving and still feel stuck, understand this: you didn't fail. You followed incomplete advice. And now you have the chance to complete the picture. If you want to keep learning how to protect your money without accidentally weakening it, how to balance safety with growth, and how to build real financial strength over time, make sure you're subscribed to Learn Finance Daily. This channel exists to teach you the full truth about money, not just the comfortable parts. Saving keeps you alive. Learning how money grows helps you move forward.